Okay, like in the previous video, we saw about the geographical features or the physical features of India. Now, in this video, we will be going to see about the prehistoric period. Okay, so what is known as the prehistoric period? The period before the discovery of the art of writing is called the prehistoric period. That means they don't even used to write about what has been happening in those period. Okay, so those type of period or those age is known as the prehistoric. Okay, this is so because we do not find evidence of the linguistic development, that is the language, in which language they will be writing or which language they will be using. Okay, so we do not get any written records for the history of for the study of history for this period. So they didn't even got any records. So then how do we get to know about the people and their life in the prehistoric age? So they are questioning then how we can able to know about the people who lived in those era. Okay, era means period. The scholars who study this period are called archaeologists. Archaeologists are nothing but the persons who study about the human history or the people who lived in the prehistoric period. Okay, so they are known as archaeologists. So in this age, man was a nomad. Nomad means a person who wanders here and there without any place to settle. Okay, a permanent place, without any permanent place. He used to wander. Okay, and indulged in hunting and food gathering. Okay, so he used to roam here and there, wanders here and there in search of food. Okay, so archaeologists have discovered few tools created and used by these people, probably made of stone, have survived today, providing us the sources for study. So what they say that the major part of the tool will be the stone. Okay, so the human beings in the prehistoric age used stone tools to peel the skin and to separate the flesh and bones of the animals, to scrap the bark of trees. Scrap means to drag off the bark of the trees, means what, the outer layer of the trees. Okay, and to cut fruits and roots. So the stones have been a major or even we can say a vital role. It has been played as the tool for the prehistoric age people. Okay, so the people used to create handles out of bones and the stone wood, and using them like spears and arrows. Spear is also a weapon type. You can even say as a javelin. Okay, and arrows to hunt animals. Okay, so these has been used to hunt animals. They used stones as axes to chop down trees and cut them up into logs. Okay, so they used to chop the trees and make them into logs. Log means a block of wood. Okay, so they might have used wood to build huts for themselves or to make handles for their weapons. So wood has played also a major role to build huts as well as to do handles for their weapons. The word prehistoric period provides this sort of vision to us. So from this para we able to know that how the people have been lived in the prehistoric period. Okay, so the next para, where did the prehistoric man live? So now the question arises, where does they live? Okay, so the relics of the hunting and the food gathering humans are available in Bhimbetka, Hunasagi and Kurnool in India. So currently they have been kept the relics. Relics are the object which has been used in the earlier times. Okay, so they have been what they have been processed or they have been kept in those places for the people's visit. Okay, so there are many other sites in which such relics have been found. Most of these sites have been discovered along the banks of rivers and the lakes. So most of the relics have been found where near the rivers and the lakes. Furthermore, since stone tools were essential for the survival of people of that age, they choose areas abundant with stone, which could fulfill their needs. Okay, so because they need how they used to peel the skin, as the stone has been the major part of their life, so they used to live near the river and the lakes where the stones are mostly available. Okay, so areas where people used stone to create various tools have been thought to be the first industrial sites of human beings. So they have been assumed that the place where the stones have been the plentiful, those areas has been considered the industrial sites of the human beings who lived in the prehistoric period. Okay, how do we get to know about such industrial sites? So they are asking how we can know about such industrial sites. Usually we get to see stone tools around rocky areas. People might have rejected some rocks as unsuitable for their tools. Heaps of broken rock or stone chips obtained during the creation of implements abound in such areas. So that means the people who have been rejected some rocks which would have not been suitable for them to use for any weapon or any other to make any other object, so it has been found abound means a lot in those areas. So it is possible that people lived for a long time in these places. So they have been assumed that people may would have been lived over there for long years. So these sites are called residential and industrial sites. So from this para we can able to come to a conclusion that the prehistoric man lived in those areas where there is a plenty of stones so that they can make use for their day to day life. Okay, so next one is knowledge of fire. You all know that during the Stone Age or during the prehistoric age, people used fire as the major part. How we will see in this. Signs of ashes have been obtained in the caves of Karnul. Okay, so in the caves of Karnul, what they found? They found the signs of ashes are the what they will say, the residue which comes out of the fire when we fire the woods or any other thing. Okay, so the ashes have been obtained in the caves of Karnul. Okay, so they reveal the knowledge and the use of fire by the people of the Stone Age. Probably fire was used for various purposes, to cook, for light, and to frighten animals. So the word how the fire has been used for the people of the Stone Age, it has been mentioned over there in this para. The next one is the drawings found in caves. We get to see some drawings in many caves in which people lived in the Stone Age. So okay, so people used to draw in the caves. The mainly it could be the drawings of beautiful wild animals, or the hunting, how they do the hunting also they used to draw in the caves. So even today we can see these drawings done on the walls of the caves and on rocks. Such cave drawings can be seen in Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh and Karnataka. Okay, so next one, the changing environment. So how the environment has been changed. So it is believed that 12,000 years ago a major change took place in the earth's environment. So 12,000 years ago there was a major change in our earth environment. How we can see this in this para. The earth's temperature began to gradually increase. The temperature has been increased, one first point. This lead to the development of grasslands in many places. So nowadays we will find the development of grasslands. Birds and animals began to multiply in unprecedented numbers, that means uncountable numbers. Animals like deer, elks, goats, sheep and other prospered in their grasslands. So they used to feed these types of animals in their grasslands. Humans who had been hunting animals, now they have begun to observe their nature, food habits and the way these animals multiplied. Okay, so over a period of time they captured some these animals and brought them up. So what happened, they started to they started to grow up these animals. Like this, animal husbandry and dairy started. Okay, so likewise the animal husbandry is nothing but the growing of the animals, and the dairy farm, you all know, the growing up of cows and taking the milk from it. Humans had by now learned to catch fish in streams and lakes. Human beings noticed in the meantime that some grass bearing grains have grown naturally. So they learn to use them as food. The grains and cereals like rice, wheat, and barley obtained from such plants. Gradually, they learn to grow them too. So now they have even started to grow the cereals, okay, like rice, wheat, barley from those plants.